Lady Charmaine, and my guest today formed a party band at Kentucky State University, which soon turned into a platinum-selling group and one of the premier funk bands in the country. They brought us hits like No Parking on the Dance Floor, Freak-A-Zoid, Midas Touch, Wet My Whistle, and the Lover's Ballad, Slow Jam. And he's here today to talk about their TV1 Unsung episode entitled The Story of Midnight Star. Help me welcome the co-founder of the group, Mr. Bill Simmons, to the show. Hey, Bill, and welcome to the show.
Oh, hello, Lady Charmaine. How are you? And welcome to everybody out there.
You know,
Glad to be here.
I know, and it's such a pleasure to have one of my favorite bands of the 80s on the show, Midnight Star, and to know they're going to be doing a story on Unsung, which I'm really excited about. Now, I got a question for you, Bill. What was it like when TV1 called to say they wanted to do a story on Midnight Star? What was your reaction?
Oh, we were just so excited. We're big fans of the show. Been watching it for since its inception 6 years ago. And, TV1 has done an excellent job of showcasing, like, old school, soul music, black music, and funk bands. There's no other media outlet like that for our genre of music. So we were just honored when they called.
Now, your band began in college, and I wanted to know a little bit of history behind the band. I know it was considered a party band, but how did the band actually come together? Because I believe you had 9 members, right?
Yeah. Well, we came together at Kentucky State University in Frankfort, Kentucky. It's a historically black college. I actually met Reggie Calloway back in 1973 when he first came to school, and I invited him to play with a band I was with back then on campus called Freak-A-Zoid, and Reggie and I quickly became friends. In turn, he invited me back to his hometown of Cincinnati to do some gigs, some jazz gigs with a band that he had called Sunchild. And over the next couple of years, Reggie and I just really bonded, wrote a lot of music together, played all kind of different shows together. And when 1976 rolled around, he and I grew kind of tired of, every semester a band would break up and we'd have to put something together again. And then the next semester, the same thing would happen. So we started looking to do something more serious. So we set out on recruiting like the best musicians on campus and those who are all music majors, because we know if they were majoring in music, they were going to be really serious about like doing music as a career. And the rest of the band members started coming in. Kenneth Gann on bass, Belinda Lipscomb on vocals, Jeff Cooper was on guitar, Bo Watson was on keyboards and vocals, and then shortly after, Melvin Gentry joined on drums and vocals. And we put it all together, and man, when we started playing and started jamming and having a good time, we all got along, we all liked each other, and the magic in the music was just there right from the jump. So we knew we had something special.
So once you found out you had something special, how did your group actually break into the actual music industry? So you went from a college band, so now you're on your way to becoming a major recording group. So tell me, how did that transition happen?
It was, we did the starving artist thing for a while, like from 1976 to 1979, actually, those first 3 years. We were just like playing around Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, just a working band, gigging. And then we got an opportunity to do a showcase in New York, played that showcase, and the word spread. A lot of industry people who were at that showcase started buzzing and talking about the band. And so we got a call from Dick Griffey, who was the head of Solar Records, and he wanted to, we were living at Reggie's mother's house in Cincinnati at the time, and he wanted to come to Cincinnati and hear the band. So Mr. Griffey flew into Cincinnati. We set up a special showcase for him. We actually did 2 showcases for him, and he really loved us, and he offered us a record deal.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, I want to know how, out of all the names out there, Bill, how did you come up with the name Midnight Star?
Well, as we had a brainstorming session one day on campus. We knew the band was special. we were just trying to figure out something, and it really, the name really comes from like, you know, who we are and what we wanted our message to be. We know sometimes, you know, people can go out through what struggles, trials, and tribulations in their lives, and we want it to be like that shining star, that bright spark that can bring some happiness and some fun, and we wanted to bring it spiritually and also just in the sense of having a good time. You know, when times are hard, you know, sometimes you just need to, you know, get out there and blow off some steam and party a little bit. And that's really where the name came from. We always knew that the star, that, you know, because we thought about, you know, shining star and bright star, and when someone said midnight star, we all knew that's it. You know, we like that one. That's where we want to go. We're going to shine through the night, you know.
And you know, and you all did, because you came on the scene. I mean, really, and when we all got to know you, truly exploded on the scene. Did you really think that your party band was going to become major recording artists with platinum selling albums? Was that even in your vision, or was it just to play music?
Well, that was the goal.
Okay.
You know, you know, when you're doing this thing, you know, you're doing your music thing, you start playing and you start recording. You know, you want to be successful with it. So we had our sights set on, you know, getting some big hit records. When we did start, you know, we started in the mid-'70s. So, like, you know, the funk music, traditional funk bands with big horn section and everything, that we were kind of doing that thing. We were doing like a sophisticated style of funk. Well, we did 3 albums and really didn't get the commercial success that we wanted. You know, we got a lot of critical acclaim, but not the commercial success. So musically, in 1983, we decided, like, well, maybe we need to change the direction a little bit. So we kind of set the horns down, and, you know, I really got into the synthesizer and technology thing. Vincent Calloway was the same way. As we started changing direction, you know, I really got into programming synthesizers and adding some technology to it. Vincent Calloway started using this thing called the vocoder. It sounded similar to Roger Troutman's talk box, but it was a little different than that. So we started adding that element to our music. I also worked with the vocoder on the song "No Parking and Electricity," and you know, we just came up with this whole new sound where we maintained the elements of funk and soul music, but kind of had this techno groove mixed in with it. And a lot of people in the industry renamed that sound and called it techno funk.
Okay. Because in the height of the club days, Midnight Star warned people that there was no parking on the dance floor. And when I think about the title of that song was so ingenious. Tell us about the song, and how did you even come up with the song "No Parking on the Dance Floor"?
That's a funny story. Our drummer, Bobby Lovelace, had gone out one day and parked in a no parking zone and got a parking ticket. So he just kind of like took that experience, we used to go out and party every once in a while. He took that experience and said, like, man, what if I was at the club and, like standing still, or somebody standing still in the middle of of the dance floor? Would you write them a ticket?
A favorite Wildflower song, okay.
Yeah, so he came up with the concept and the lyrics for the song. Vincent Calloway had started on a nice little drum beat, and so Bobby was listening to that drum beat and kind of worked his idea on that. And then I came in and finished the song off, added the bass line and all the keyboard and synthesizer parts, and we just came up, with a nice collaborative thing, but it was based on Bobby's idea of no parking on the dance floor.
Yeah, because see, your group to me was so innovative with its sound. You coined words like, of course, we know No Parking on the Dance Floor. You coined a hit song out of Freakazoid. I want to know, what was the brainstorm around Freakazoid that became a word everybody was using? Tell me how that song even came about, even the word.
Well, Reggie had gone to a party one night.
Everybody's experiences. This is great.
Yeah. And he came back all excited, said, man, we were dancing and having a good time. And every time, good-looking woman will walk in, my frat brothers would start saying Zoid, C-O-I-D-S, and started chanting and doing that. So, it was just like a party atmosphere. We kind of took that, myself, Reggie, and his brother Vincent, we kind of took that and turned it into a song. And the whole Freakazoid concept, if you remember, like Star Wars,
yes,
and the androids and all of that stuff, because we were doing this new techno-funk kind of thing, we decided to, make it sound like, robots were playing the funk.
And that's how it came across, too. I mean, literally, the whole entire sound.
Yeah, so that's what we did. We were, just really having some fun with it. It was, a departure from, like, the traditional funk we had done in the past. But, we were having fun with it. When we first played, what we came up with for the rest of the band, they were, everybody kind of had their heads turned to the side and said, well, that's different. I don't know about this. But we had a friend that was a DJ at one of the local clubs, so we did a test pressing of the record, took it to the club and played it, and people just packed the dance floor. And at that point, everybody knew that, Freakazoid's a hit.
Because, of course, your group has such an electrifying sound. And taking that electrifying sound, coming up with another title of a song called Electricity. And then I do believe your group did have the Midas Touch, because everything y'all was touching was turning to gold. Look at the title of these. Look at the title of your songs. I know we got to go, but I want to know about Electricity. And one of my favorite ones was Midas Touch with the little ting in there, because I grew up listening to that song. So tell me about those two songs before we go.
Yeah. Electricity was, it was that thing of we wanted to keep it funky, keep a nice groove, but have, that new techno sound to it. And as we were talking about, like, androids and robots and whatever, to kind of stay with that thing, everything's powered by electricity. So that's just really, really where it came from. And, we got that hook in the song, you be my toy, I'll be your electricity.
Mm-hmm.
So that electricity, like, powers the funk, it powers the playfulness, it powers the fun. And that's where we were coming from with that. Midas Touch, that was written by Bo Watson, our keyboard player and one of our lead singers. And, he was just, a lot of us did come from a, church background, and Bo was inspired after reading the story in the Bible of King Midas, and everything he touched turns to gold. And just, said, like, how can I, take a commercial spin on this? And came up with that song, and the first person he let hear it, because, Bo was a little worried. He said, well, like, I'm writing a secular song, but it's talking about, like, a concept people know from the Bible. So he played it for Melvin Gentry, our other guitar player and lead vocalist. And Melvin said, Bo, you got to play this for the rest of the band, because this song is a smash. And he did. We loved it. We got it into the studio, and we recorded it. Added that little that sound in there just to make it special. That was, just one more little element that just made it special. And we were just enjoying the music. We were having fun with what we were doing. So, like, the crazy song titles and everything. That was one of the things as we studied commercialism. We started thinking about having sing-along hooks and catchphrases for the song. And so we really beamed in on what we were doing with that.
And it really worked, too. And I want to just say thank you so much for coming on the show. And I want to remind everyone to make sure that you watch TV One on Wednesday, The Story of Midnight Star on TV One, airing Wednesday, 10/9 Central. You can catch Bill and the entire crew of Midnight Star. If you want to know what happened to the group, well, you got to make sure you tune in Wednesday night, 10/9 Central on TV One. Thank you so much, Bill, for coming on the show.
All right, and I just like to say to everybody, look for Midnight Star in a city near you. We're still out there touring and having a great time, and we would love to see your face in the place.
Awesome.
All right, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Bill. Bye-bye.
All right.
Lady Charmaine.